to the whitest house. Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. Except the blood of the poor and the way they mouth. The last gasp of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the whitest house, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the finest couch, and for the right amount, you can even buy it out.
That's the essence of your entire political identity. You might be a white supremacist.
Welcome to This Week in White Supremacy. We are back in business with, a hella lot of white supremacy for you. But we hope to keep it as humorous as possible as well. If you watch the show, we're gonna laugh at some white supremacists today. We're gonna laugh at some Karens, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna have some fun. I'm Jasiri X. I'm the co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media, and to my immediate right, left, however you're looking at it,
you have Treble Never Liked Supremacy. You know what I'm saying? One Hood's hippie, the man with the plan. Feel me?
And right below us, fresh off of her front page of TED. If you go to TED, the TED Talk official page, she's on there representing, you know what I'm saying?
With my One Hood shirt. Yes, what's up? It's your girl, Miracle, the dark skin, the Wonder Twin, just here chilling and turn up and excited for my twins to make their debut on the stage.
Oh, yes. Soon to be Emmy, Oscar award winning actor, Tony award winner on the stage. What's up, man? Are you Hollywood now? Are you gonna be too big for us?
Nah.
You came and repped.
Nah. If I get an EGOT, then we can talk. If I get an EGOT, then we can talk. Nah, man, it's full-time supervillain, part-time hater, the waffle-colored Wonder Twin, the fresh one with the flavor from One Hood. You get me? A man like Saeed with the shades. And I'm adding actor to now my CV. My CV's about to look. My CV's catching up to yours, man. I'm trying to get mine like yours.
I mean, bro, like get your CV popping, get it right. You know what I'm saying? Treble might be following right behind you. We doing it. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here. One Hood.
We need to celebrate ourselves right now because
we do.
We all been making major moves. Like 2021 was tough, but we have been doing amazing things organizationally and individually.
Doing next level shit. You know what I'm saying?
Next level shit.
Absolutely.
Next level shit. And we out here, man.
Yes. And hope to continue, you know what I'm saying? Hope to continue it. So definitely, I guess it's the season of, we're going into the fall, you know what I'm saying? It's the
Virgo
season.
Is
that
Virgo
what it
season?
is?
Yeah, Virgo season. And I heard someone has a birthday coming up soon. That's what I heard.
Someone. And you know what?
Yeah,
we do have some. Yeah, someone has a birthday coming up soon. And we got some, we hope to have announce some big events, of course. On the 5th, we're gonna be out, outside, One Hood Power. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. So, but on the flip side, on the other side of it, it's a lot of white supremacy that we have to, deal with. And I guess one of the principal stories was, and one thing white folks is gonna do is scapegoat Black people for all the problems that's happening in the world. And, the lieutenant governor of Texas was on Fox News, of course. And when they asked about Texas has these tremendous rising COVID numbers, up there with states like Florida and South Dakota, my man decided that, he wasn't going to take the blame or the fall for the rising COVID numbers. If we can pull that video up, John, and let's take a listen to what went down. I think it's muted. The video is muted.
Who is she? How come I've never seen her before? And why is she on Fox News?
She's not on Fox News.
She's
right. She's like
the increased COVID numbers, hospitalizations, deaths are up in Texas, and there's a direct assault on your governor's policies and your state's policies. Very brief
Like it should
response.
be.
Yeah. Well, Laura, the COVID is spreading, particularly most of the numbers are with the unvaccinated, and the Democrats like to blame Republicans on that. Well, the biggest group in most states are African Americans who have not been vaccinated. And the last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrats in their major cities and major counties. So it's up to the Democrats to get, just as it's up to Republicans, to try to get as many people vaccinated. But we respect the fact that if people don't want the vaccination, we're not going to force it on them. That's their individual right.
Then it's your fault.
He basically
of course,
said,
a lot to digest there. So let's look into the claim that Black people are the biggest group that is unvaccinated. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, only 40 states report vaccines by race. Among those that do, yes, Black people have the lowest vaccination rate at 40% compared to 50% for white people. But Black people only make up 12% of the American population. So for every one unvaccinated Black person in the United States,
let's
there
get
are
the facts
about
out.
4 unvaccinated white Americans. So not the biggest group.
And
why did my man say Democrats control your niggas? He said
basically,
Democrats.
that's what I heard.
That's what he said. Democrats,
Come get these niggas.
Come get your niggas.
I mean, and that's really what it was. I mean, and you know, like he had that. This is the thing. It wasn't like he's shooting off the cuff. He knew they were going to ask him that question, and he had that locked and loaded. He was ready to come with, "Hey, yo, Democrats, it's these Black people that's doing it. Come get your niggas. Come get them vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to talk down on us." And, you know, it was actually a study that I saw today that actually said percentage-wise that Black people have the highest vaccination rates percentage-wise, higher than both white and Latino or Latinx folks. And so, I don't know, man. You know, how I mean, you know, the facts came out, but is there any other ways we should respond, or should we have just known that this was coming?
He's from Texas, bro. He's a white man from Texas. It says it all.
Yeah, it's
He was on
everything.
He was on Fox News. Yeah, he was on Fox News as a white man from Texas. If anything less would be uncivilized.
Miracle, do you have any comments on the Lieutenant Governor statements?
I mean, no, the fact that like Black people have to carry water for every part of this administration, it's just absolutely tiring. At the end of the day, first they try to blame it on undocumented folks and said, you know, our hospitals are being overtaken because undocumented people are at the border. That was proven to be false. Now they're trying to blame it on Black people, and again, that's proven to be false because Caucasian people, I believe, if you look at the Texas census, are like over 40% of the cases, right? So they're the ones who have the largest spread, and it's because they're likely to be unvaccinated because somehow, as Busta Bus would say, this is about our freedoms. This is about our civil liberties. And like, how dare people tell us that we need to be able to breathe in ways that are socially responsible for our fellow man. And so here we are.
You got to see the energy. I need to see you smile. And I need, like, I don't, Bust. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you as a rapper, Busta Bust, but no, sir, brother. Keep your mask. I don't need to see nobody smile. I don't, you know, I can.
Impeding street harassment. How dare?
He can't see you smile. He can't give you his whatever his but that's what he said. He was like, I can't give you my like face to let you know I want to talk to you. Hey, Bus, come on, bro.
It's a global pandemic. Why are you trying to force people?
You got
it's
FaceTime.
A global pandemic, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
use FaceTime, man. There's FaceTime, there's Google Meets, there's Zoom, there's all these other things, man.
Hey, Buster, you know, not only that, but look, when we remember we went to the thing in Louisville, and it was I forget what the young woman's name from one of them Real Housewives. There's a clear plastic face thing that you can put over. She had on the clear plastic. You could see her whole makeup and everything, and it was clear. Bro, get you a clear plastic thing. They can see you, and guess what? They can also, you know, be protected from your spit or whatever's coming out of your mouth. Come on, Buster, stop that. I mean, you know, it was a lot of problematic rappers. Problematic rappers I mean, that's every. Is that white supremacy, Miracle? Is that, these problematic rappers, these rappers, and most of them are, black male rappers. You had Busta Rhymes. We got, Boosie out here, wanting to fight Lil Nas X for Lord knows why. I mean, is that like, would you classify that as white supremacy or white supremacist behavior?
Yes, I would classify that as internalized, intentional white supremacy, because that is people intentionally parroting white supremacist talk points, whether it's Benzino or Boosie or the baby. It's like, stop embarrassing us in public. Like, if you want to be a bigot, can you just do that behind closed doors where nobody has to know you that stupid, like in public? Because at the end of the day, Boosie saying, I am upset that Lil Nas and Jess threatened to go on stage naked when we have Prince out here with his chapless pants. When we
did have the butt cheeks out.
Yeah, Kiss out here with the butt cheeks. You've had Howard Stern out here naked. You even had The Weeknd performing at the Nickelodeon Choice Awards, singing about like cocaine and sex addiction, and no one had a problem. The kids were okay then, but let Lil Nas X do like half of a Meg Thee Stallion twerk, and people are losing their minds. It is ridiculous. It is white supremacy. There is no gay agenda to emasculate people, because anybody at any given time can reproduce in this modern era. So there's no genocide. There's no soy being put into our water to make people weaker.
The crates, Miracle. What about the crates?
The crates. First of all, you know what? I have a controversial opinion about the crates. I feel like the crates are bringing people together. The crates are anti-violence work. The crates, it's like, you remember how, I don't know.
We're going to organize with these crates.
You're organizing. I don't know. I used to play in the creek, in the river, and in the sewer, with my friends. Be outside, you used to be like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, it just reminded me of like good old school fun where you were just outside playing with your friends. That's the stuff people would do all the time, playing on crates and stuff. Granted, y'all are going to the hospital because you're stupid, because it shouldn't be that tall. So I thought something was like 8. Like, why?
Yeah, it was pretty. It got pretty crazy.
They were in the hill, and I almost drove up there, and I was like, nah, because y'all ain't about to see me bust my butt.
Oh, you should have. I mean, no, you just go up there and get everybody else falling. But I think Lil Nas, and I'm gonna come to you, Trouble and Farouk are black male rappers on the panel. Lil Nas X actually came out today because I guess the skateboarder Tony Hawk is selling a skateboard or some type of skateboard equipment that has his blood in it. And, Lil Nas kind of talked about the double standard. It wasn't this uproar about, Tony Hawk's, blood, it wasn't this uproar that he's Satan or the devil or whatever. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. It does seem like, it's so much focus. And I think, as I know a lot of people have a problem with Charlemagne, but I think he asked Boosie a really good question where he said, like, y'all been rapping about killing and murders and death and going to jail. He was like doing drugs. He was like, is that positive? Like, you wasn't thinking about the kids when you was encouraging folks to be in gang, kill one another. You were doing all of that type of stuff. The kids wasn't in your mind. And so if you're saying rappers look up to the kids, and all of these rappers are saying all of this negative stuff, you're actually like, I guess telling on your own self, in a sense. Trouble?
So I wanted to respond to a couple of things that Miracle said. The very first point, I'm not going to lie. I kind of prefer when my rappers are bigots in public because it shows me exactly who they are. You feel me? Like, I don't want to be
when they
lie.
You like when they put the MAGA hats on. You like when they
exactly. Then it's like, let me unadd you from my library. Well, he was never there to begin with, but he definitely won't be there now. You feel me?
Got you.
Another thing I would want to address is like when Boosie talks about how threatened he feels about Lil Nas X threatening to go naked on stage. I would want to see his follow list for real, and see how many naked women show up when you scroll. You feel me?
He talked about that. He talked about he loves his strippers and all of this and this and that. So like, it is.
It's like, mind your business. You're not gay, so of course you're not gonna like it. But like, there's gay people out here who might like it as much as you love the strippers. You feel me?
Well, I think and Miracle broke it down. I mean, it's a history of. I mean, this is one of the things that a lot of times artists do, and this what makes they push the envelope. Artists do things that are controversial. We've seen from Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince, all the way on down to Beyonce and down today. Artists push the envelope. Artists do things that are controversial. Artists like to get folks talking. And so like to act like he can't be a part of that because he's gay, you know what I'm saying? Even though like, you produce album after album, song after song that has all these negative influences in them, it's kind of wild to, but now you're worried about the kids? Like, come on, bro. Stop it.
Shit. And my last point I wanted to make is like, to all of these rappers out here who think there's some kind of gay agenda, I firmly believe in my heart that there is no agenda that can make you gay if you weren't already.
What are they gonna do, bro? Like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do not get it. You know what I'm saying? With somebody, I guess Beyonce got some models with Matt. I mean, you already know what it is. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. Farouk?
It breaks my heart because I was so Team Boosie when he got out. I was like, so like great.
Yeah.
I have to work on myself sometimes because he did kill his own brother-in-law allegedly. However, I was just so happy, like he beat the system, he got out.
Yes, he got out.
And just for him to come out here and just waste all of the support that he had, because every time something gay happens, he just gotta jump on it. It's like
it's almost like it be like little things too. He is there. You know what I'm saying?
Google alerts.
He does. Right. Farouk, you have anything?
I got a whole lot to say about this, man, but some of it's already been said. Let's keep it tall for all the hip hop historians out here. Big Daddy Kane posed for Playgirl. All right, let's put that out there right there. That's Big Daddy Kane. That's one of the
I forgot about that, but that's true. Yeah,
that's one of the most hyper masculine rappers of all time, right? And he was dancing on stage, smoking Black and Miles. He was also the first Asiatic black rapper to be with a white woman, Madonna. So you know what I mean? We're talking controversy. Hip hop has always been controversial, right? That's the number one thing. I'm gonna double off of what Treble just said. I seen some people on like some men I had to remove from my friends list on Facebook saying that like Lil Nas X is stripping them from the ability to parent their children. What? Why does Lil Nas X have that much governance in your house? Why, like, you're fucking failing as a father. If that's your metric, metric.
Hey yo, it's
like,
150
as a father.
It's 150 channels. Like, yo, pick another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell?
Like, and I don't either Miracle or Trevor already said this. Like, there's no gay agenda. Like, if you're worried about someone turning you gay, you already gay. Just admit it. It's 2021. We're accepting of people being who they are. Like, Jasiri and I all the time. We came from an era of and raised up under the umbrella of toxic masculinity. 100%. Him and I both said comments. I'm not gonna speak for him. I'll speak for me. I've said the word. I've said a lot of anti-gay things, a lot of homophobic things in my life, and I've walked all that shit back. Well, I got a gay brother. What I look like out here talking all this shit, right? How I look like, and this is what us as the hip hop community and specifically black men in hip hop need to talk about is, if we're out here ostracizing all these gay people, you got to get rid of half the music industry.
Well, I think too, it's like, and Miracle brought up a good point. I don't know if John is going to pull that picture up, but the famous Tupac in the tub picture, you know what I'm saying? There was always that aspect of it, I mean, how many you name the rapper, they don't got their shirt on, and it's just like, for you not to have a problem then, but all of a sudden we have a problem with it only because Lil Nas X is openly gay. It's ridiculous, because if you're somebody that wants to look, if you want to look at men that are almost naked, hip hop got plenty of. It's probably some pictures of Boosie out here with no shirt on and running around, whatever. So like, come on, man. Like, I got one more. Stop it.
I got one. I want to touch on something else that Lil Nas said. Pause. is he. I mean, you know,
Farouk's, not mine.
yo, listen. Oh, so let's wow. So listen,
I would petition that pause as anti-gay.
I disagree, but I disagree. But this is what I was gonna say. Lil Nas X, I'm not upset at him for speaking out about Tony Hawk with the skateboard, right? I think the only difference between Lil Nas X and Tony Hawk is Lil Nas X didn't have a video, or Tony Hawk didn't have a video to accompany it. However, people really forget about Angelina Jolie having Billy Bob Thornton's blood around her neck and going to the Oscars with that shit, right? People forget about like that. So Lil Nas X has credence in this to be able to say, hey, listen, I'm not the first person to do this. I'm not reinventing it. And it wasn't even his blood. It was not. That whole thing is just, it's walking on eggshells to me, but we can't sit here and demonize Lil Nas X. You can't, because he's not reinventing the wheel. He's not the first openly gay anything.
I mean, can't. I mean, people in hip hop. I mean, I think you can. I mean, people obviously are, and like you said, I think it is. You know, kind of like what Miracle said, that internalized, you know, white supremacy. Did you have anything else you wanted to share, Miracle?
Yes, because I was going to say, I think there's a difference between like playing the dozens or whatever, flaming people, however you want to call it, and then being openly hateful. So I think hip hop has always been, you know, very honest. It's always people's opinions, but it's always a lot of times like if it's not like absolute like straight beef, it's a lot of times it's been playful. And for me, I think for a lot of people, the issue is like Boosie has been like calling Lil Nas out his name, threatening acts of violence, all this stuff. And it's like, this dude never said nothing to you. He's never interacted with you. He hasn't stopped your money. He hasn't stopped your bag. He hasn't messed with your moms. Like, and it's like, why? Like, why are y'all like he doesn't even go to the same clubs. He's not on the same touring circuit. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you really disgusted about this alleged gay agenda, why are you always bringing it up? Why are you always speaking on it? Why are you always like, at the end of the day, there are so many artists for your kids. There are so many artists, you know, there's so many different channels. You got Disney, Nickelodeon, like 20 different ones. You know, you could make your kids watch anything.
Classical music, opera music. It's mad music genres for your kids if you want to. Did you want to pull that photo up, John? I mean, look, if none of y'all had nothing to say about this, none of y'all had nothing to say about this. Come on now. We love to.
Bro, I was today years old when I figured out that this existed. I didn't even know this was out here.
Oh man, this is infamous, bro. This was.
You gotta listen to the Isley Brothers with their little crop tops.
I mean, come on, man.
The fantastic, the Furious Five, like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was some wild shit.
But I think
you was out here oiled up, naked on his Instagram today, but you over here mad. Like, what y'all mad for? I don't get it.
And I think you said it best. I mean, like this dude is not even in the same genre. You know, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then just like you said, I mean, obviously, you know, folks got work to do, and it's like, do that work, do that internal work. People are reaching out to some of these artists and saying like, yo, let's talk, and you know, do that work. But that is, you know, see, we talked. We brought it up, Miracle. We talked. We didn't think
embarrassing me. Listen,
this. Yes,
there is no gay
Southern rappers.
Gay people have always existed. Queer and trans people have always existed. If you even read, like, if you want to go to the library, Charlie wants to say hi, y'all. If you go to a library and you read about the early pioneers, and they were talking about people when they were indigenous, they couldn't tell if they were a man or a woman. It's people have written about this stuff for years. We just didn't call it the same words. There was Sylvester. There was all these people, all these artists and musicians. Even Little Richard at the beginning of his career. There were all these people. Yeah. I forgot the guy.
Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis was another one.
What was the hell Johnny Mathis? There was
you never heard of Johnny Mathis?
Jackie Wilson or
I know the name, but I don't know who Johnny Mathis is.
I mean, a very famous singer from back in the day that was, closeted, but that was gay. I mean, just like you said, I mean, it's, like we got so much other stuff to worry about, I think. And that's the thing. I think ultimately it's like you said, you could be, I don't know, maybe using your platform to tell people to be safe in a global pandemic. You could be using your platform to engage people like activists and politically. You know what I'm saying? It was right. Somebody said Luther Vandross, all of these folks. You can, I mean, it's just so much. It's so many other things that we could be.
Richard.
Yeah, conversating.
Richard.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how we went from the 70s to the love revolution to now.
It's weird. It's super weird. So where do y'all want to go now? I mean, it's a lot of stuff. We kind of flipped around. Did we want to go? I mean, why don't we go into the sound of the police, because there was a lot of police stuff happening right now. Do you want to pull up?
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Yes. And we had, some police stuff happening right here. If you could pull up that video of the police chief in Homestead. And so this happened, for those that don't know, Homestead is an area right outside of Pittsburgh. And, once again, it'd be like black people just minding their own business. It was a black woman minding her own business. She's in a drive-through. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we didn't even get into Boy George, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So she's in a drive-through. She's trying to get medicine for a sick child, and she's pregnant, but she was taking too long for the Homestead police chief. So he decided to put his police lights on, and then he decided to call the police on a woman bothering no one, waiting for medicine for her sick child. Can you pull that video up, John? Talk about embarrassing people. Look at him. Look at the police chief. Look, wow. All right. Can you play that, John?
You're not ready. I talked to them twice already. She refused.
She's on the phone right now, and it is ready.
You're
Man, get out of here. I've been here for 15 minutes. She said it was going to take 5 minutes. When he pulled behind me, yes. He's stressing me out because he thinks he's an officer and he could put his lights on and intimidate somebody. I was here waiting for my son's medicine. I've been here for 10, 15 minutes. The doctor said it would be ready. When I came here, she said it's going to take about 5 minutes for them to shake his medicine. He needs his medicine. Then he gets behind me acting all ignorant, beeping his horn at me and stuff. Here's his medicine right here. It's not fair that you think you can come and rush somebody. You're not going to come and rush me. That's just what drive-thru is for.
All you had to do was...
I didn't have to do anything but stay black and die, sir. 2 cops.
That's right.
Because this guy, who I think is a cop, called them to basically complain that I'm sitting here waiting for my prescription. Look at him. Look at him. The police officer wants to speak to you. She's right there.
Are you gathering her prescriptions? Can you please?
He is mad.
Thank you.
And then look at the cop.
That's crazy.
Look at the cop, man.
Privilege. Like you're using your authority. Yeah, they're expediting it. It's not my fault. Like she said, it was going to take 5 minutes. It's not my fault that it took 10, 15 minutes. If he's gonna
pause the video. So what do y'all think? I mean, obviously, now this chief, I forget his name. He's the chief of police in Homestead. He was suspended, I think, for 3 days. He was already on vacation. He hasn't made a comment, but the Homestead mayor who came out, and this lady has to be 90. I don't know. She's old, but she came out and defended the chief, said she didn't believe he abused his power. She said there's 2 sides to every story. I don't know what his side was, other than he felt that he could tell this lady to move and get his medicine because he was a police officer. Any comments from y'all? Okay, his name is Jeff DeSimone.
If you are a police officer and this is the way that you're treating citizens and civilians when you're off duty, this is clearly an abuse of power, and I don't think you're fit to be in the position that you're in. I honestly feel like he needs to lose his job completely.
And that's what people in Homestead was calling for. They were saying that this isn't, that he's had incidents like this where he blows up and loses his temper. I mean, the dude looked, I don't know, if you just look at him, he looked wild to me, you know what I'm saying, to be a police officer, but that's what folks were calling for. Any comment, Miracle, Farouk, on what this police officer did? Just after police?
I be driving to Homestead, so I'm gonna keep it.
Fuck that man, fuck them cops, man.
Y'all best leave Miracle alone when she coming through Homestead.
Listen,
Believe us.
No, I'm telling you, white people are like, he said, I'm not waiting in line today. I don't know who you are or who you thought I was, but I am not going to wait. But at the end of the day, we know that all these businesses are short-staffed. We have to be patient when we're going out. Like,
gotta be patient.
It's the fact that I think he said, I told her, you know, to move. Like, sir, it's a line. It is a drive-through. You are in the privilege of being in your car and having the ability to wait in an air-conditioned space. Just sit there and wait your turn. You didn't, you know, like it was fine. But it's this idea that, like, not only is he out of his car, like aggressively yelling at multiple officers, aggressively like walking up, and nobody cares. Nobody's afraid with his America shirt. Like, nobody's afraid that he's like yelling and screaming at them, not listening to their instructions, just involving himself in other people's investigations. And it's like, that's what to me was like, okay, because if I did that, right, if the police officer was talking to you and I walked over there, I would be in handcuffs. I would be, you know, disrupting your investigation. And that's the problem. As far as the mayor, bless her heart, some stuff you can't defend. Some stuff is better just to have no comment. Some stuff is better to say, you know, it's under investigation and we hope, you know, everyone is okay and just move on. You don't always have to defend folks.
Well, I mean, you know, and she knows. I mean, I think you do bring up a great point, particularly about like, what is the responsibility of the police? Even though this dude is a chief, if he's being belligerent, if he's yelling, he's screaming, they were laughing. They were acting like this is behavior that they had seen before and they were familiar with. And they kind of know how this dude gets down. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there was an actual meeting about this in Homestead where other people, particularly Black people, were testifying that these are things that this officer does all the time. So it does bring up that idea of like, what responsibility these officers have to protect this woman who is pregnant and has a sick child in her car from this dude who's obviously like screaming, upset, tyrannical. Why? Because he had to wait 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because this woman needs her medicine for a sick child. And so it's like, if you know, kind of like what Trouble said, if that's how you behave when you got to wait 10 minutes, what chance am I have if you pull me over or it's some tense situation where you as a police officer might have to make some split decision? If that's how you responding to not getting your way for 10 minutes, I can't even, obviously it's a situation where you're going to go OD. You OD just by not getting your prescription. So yeah, you don't have nothing, Farouk? That's it. So there was another video that kind of went viral that happened again outside of Pittsburgh. This is an area in Braddock where, you know, a white woman saw a Black person being pulled over by police, you know, and basically on some ally tip rolled up and started recording. And, you know, the police officer, you know, seemed to have a problem with what she did. If you can pull that video up, John.
You have your ID now?
Nope.
You don't? Why not? You're driving a motor vehicle.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. I got it too.
Notice how he's covering his badge.
Right now.
Yeah.
Honey, you want to pull up the car, please? Will you pull up the car, please?
Okay, I can write you a citation.
I can write that.
Huh?
I'll take that, no fighter.
Okay, I need your ID to write that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll have my boyfriend by his
Huh?
My boyfriend right over. And what's that citation for?
Parking illegally.
Did you see how it was just moved?
Huh?
Did you see how it was just moved and have the little lights on, the flashers?
Yeah, but you were right there in the
It
middle of
wasn't
the
even
intersection.
parked. There was someone
I
sitting
have
right
it
in
right
the
now on
car.
my camera, man.
I have it on mine too.
Let's go see it.
How do you know she wasn't going to the neighbors? How do you know? Like, he just.
It's that thing of like, you gotta listen to me. I'm in charge, and how dare you like come over and try to like film me while I'm doing my job? You know what I'm saying? And so like you got to pay for that. You know, I mean, it's that, you know, yeah.
Fuck them cops too, man.
The thing is, they are trained. We always keep talking about like training. Cops need training. The fact is, he covered his badge immediately, so he couldn't be identified, and he knew how to block the angles of the other officers, so she couldn't record them. That's where their training is going to. It's not going to de-escalation. It's not going to community policing. It's going to protect each other and to hold their blue line. And this is just very clear indication that training is not going to help solve the policing issue that is in our country, because these cops are doing what they're supposed to do, and that's protect each other while they go out here and harass folks.
Right. And it's also like this idea of like, you know, the cops pushing back on being filmed because we are catching cops doing all of these bad behaviors. You know what I'm saying? And part of the call for police reform that's happening all over the country is primarily because cops keep getting caught on videotape abusing their power. Like you said, like here's a woman who's just at a damn, you know, Rite Aid or wherever she was to pick up a prescription. Here's an officer abusing his power. He's caught on tape. And so like, this is these police officers trying to push back on being filmed. You know, it was an article that came out that in Miami, Florida, that they, you know, have actually passed a law, that Miami passed a law to actually give police power to detain folks that were filming them. And guess what happened? The law was only used to detain Black men and women. And because the law was only used to detain Black men and women, now the Miami Police Department are suspending this law. And so we know how it goes down. You know what I'm saying? We know that whenever any of this this is why we're saying we want less police. So we want to defund the police, because whatever laws come into effect, the police, we're always the victim of them. We're always the one getting arrested. We're always the one that has to prove we're not the criminal. We're always the one at the end of it. In both these videos, you see Black people. And so these are just some of the things that we see happening. Police not wanting to be filmed. And so now you want to try to intimidate this woman just because she had the nerve to pull over and film you to make sure this Black person is safe.
Body cam footage is so unreliable because it gets doctored, it gets washed, it gets rinsed, it gets cut together. So these cell phone
100%.
videos that these citizens are doing is a service to the entire community and the nation. You look at George Floyd, you look at Eric Garner, you look at Oscar Grant. Had we not had footage of that, Philando Castile, had we not had
Antoine Rose,
Sandra Bland, like before they were murdered by police, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. It would just be another statistic. So that, I mean, and Jasira just said, that's why they pushing back, is because they can no longer abuse their power, just like a wanton abuse of power. Now there's documentation of it, right? But what Miracle just said, the training of it is they're learning to combat social media. They're playing music, right, to get things pulled down on live streams. They're angling their body in such a way that you can't film them or you can't see the badge, or you know,
there's sometimes they'll put like a piece of tape over their badge or over their name. We've seen that happen with cops at protests.
Absolutely. And those are the things that need to be investigated right there. That's at the very minimum a violation of your uniform policy. Right. These are things that police departments need to hold their officers accountable for, not civilians doing their civic responsibility and protecting each other, because we know that the police don't have that responsibility or obligation any longer. Right. But fuck them cops, man. Fuck these niggas. I'm going to space.
So I'm going to keep mine pretty short. I would say, so first off, I don't want cops in my community, period. But I especially don't want cops in my community who feel it okay to intimidate people out of holding them accountable. Because if your duty is to protect and serve, then our duty as civilians should be to make sure that you're doing that to the best of your ability. Because technically, our tax dollars are paying you, so you work for us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, it's just like you said, if you're somebody, you know, you always tell us like, oh, if you're doing everything right, like, why would you care? Like, I mean, when you try to have surveillance in our community and we say, yo, why is all this surveillance? Well, why would you mind surveillance? You're not doing anything wrong, right? What's the big deal? Well, that's what we saying to you. You know what I'm saying? But just like you said, we can't trust. Sometimes we don't even get body cam footage. There was a article that came out today in Louisiana where a man was beaten 18 times with a flashlight by a trooper in Monroe, Louisiana, and they didn't investigate this beating until 580 days later. You know what I'm saying? Even though they had body cam footage. So either we don't get the footage or we get it 2 years late. Then the police is allowed to retire. He's allowed to keep his pension and all of this stuff. You know, we just had another story come out of Pittsburgh, which I thought was really interesting. I'd love to get your take on this, Miracle, where you know, we had a police shooting in Pittsburgh in 2018 of a man named Mark Daniels. So the attorney, you know, we have a district attorney, Stephen Zappala, who is infamous because over and over again, you know, he's been seen to do things that I would consider to be racist. You know, particularly when a black lawyer said the office was systemically racist, and he said, "All right, I'm not even gonna talk to this black lawyer or hear any of his plea deals." But it said in 2018 that the Attorney General of Allegheny County, Stephen Zappala, justified his use of force in the shooting of Mark Daniels because the ShotSpotter report had determined that Daniels had fired the initial 2 shots at officers. ShotSpotter is this technology that seems to only exist in black communities where they can determine a shooting happened. But guess what? They put the engineer or ShotSpotter on the stand, and he testified that none of the company's analysis in the case contained information on who fired which shot or who fired first, because their own technology doesn't even determine that. So here you have a man, and once again, this happened 4 years ago or 3 years ago, that was killed by the police. The justification was used that, oh, this technology said he fired first, and that technology never said that. Is there any, I mean, you know, this is after Zappala has done, I mean, this is probably his 8th or 10th blunder. You know, all of it, it seems to be, you know, dealing with black people always get punished by this. Is there anything we can do about this, Miracle?
Not, yes. You can always organize, fight back, run, other candidates.
Give us some hope, Miracle.
I mean, no, because without people do not understand the ShotSpotter technology. I always talk about Adam Toledo. What the ShotSpotter does is when it spots a shooting, a bullet going off, it alerts police and police respond, right? The issue is, as we know, not every gunshot is an act of violence. Not every gunshot is something that people are afraid of. Like, for instance, if you see people out in the backyard just shooting, you know they're not aiming at somebody. So, like, when 13-year-old Adam Toledo and his friend were just shooting in the back, in the alleyway, no one called the cops because no one was like afraid of anything. They were just back there, and the police showed up and they shot at him. Also, what's interesting about the ShotSpotter technology we're learning is that the police can go back in and change timestamps. So also what's happening is now police are actually messing with the technology. That's why, again, we keep saying you cannot eradicate racism and anti-blackness with technology. A lot of time, technology, whether it's predictive policing, predictive analytics, actually basically is built on white supremacy and anti-blackness, and just repeats it, but with this tech background. And so what we're starting to see is all this stuff fall apart. These millions of dollars that were invested in technology instead of community is basically giving us the same exact result, which is dead black people, incarcerated black people, and under-resourced black and brown neighborhoods.
Oh, excellent breakdown. Any other comments, Farouk, Trouble?
That shit is, CMU had a metric, something that Zappala was using in Pittsburgh, where it was like predictive policing, where they had these cameras and everything in black neighborhoods that would allow police to be dispatched in larger amounts and increase patrols in black neighborhoods due to predictive policing in high crime areas, which is translates into get some cops around these niggas. for all my for all my layman's. ShotSpotter technology is it's an app that allows police to be more oppressive. That's all that shit is. You know what I mean? Like, all the statistics are based in white supremacy, and they're not even honest statistics. They're fabricated numbers to pull data however you want to pull it.
And the wild part is that one of the things, like, we're seeing this increased violence of these white supremacists, and it don't seem to be like any technology. Like, they ain't got no change. We just seen a dude roll up to the Capitol with a bomb, saying he had a bomb, saying he wanted to a whole car, saying he wanted to kill a bunch of people, and like, he got sympathy. You know what I'm saying? He got, we understand why you would want to do that. We saw in Portland, we seen the Proud Boys and Antifa, these two white organizations, like, fighting in the streets, shooting in the streets, and there's like no cops to be found. Like, there's all of a sudden, there's like, I mean, the Proud Boy, they be online, they do all this stuff. All of a sudden, we don't know. We're just gonna allow them to come and be violent and fight it out in the street, and the cops are like leaving it alone. It's just so wild to me. Like that, like I said, white people can be willfully violent and it's no big deal, but you want to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars and put facial recognition technology that locks us up unjustly and police us when these white folks are out here just being all types of wild. I don't know.
Imagine we can't get through TSA with our names, but a white person can go to the fucking Capitol with a car bomb, fucking car bomb,
live streaming it.
Like, how? That's so wild to me.
I mean,
the fact he has sympathizers.
White privilege, and it wasn't like a big story. It wasn't even like the top story. It's not even that big deal. It's like so many white people have done stuff like this that is not even news to them. But if that's a Muslim, just like you said, if his name was Farouk al-Saeed, now all of a sudden, not only is it his pictures everywhere, where's his family at? Where his mama at? Where his, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all of this stuff comes out, and it's just, I mean, to me, it's like the definition of white privilege. It's like it's one of the reasons, I made an album called Black Liberation Theology, and it was like, don't we as Black people have the right to defend ourselves? It's like everybody can defend themselves. Everybody can get guns. Everybody can do. White people can do all this. They can roll up on the Capitol, and like, if I do it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, you had white people literally booing Donald Trump, like booing their savior, Donald Trump, because he had the nerve to say, like, go get vaccinated, but it's Black people's fault that COVID numbers are rising. Man, get the hell out of here, man. This is nuts, man. This is nuts. Did y'all want to play the video? This is Donald Trump talking about vaccines at his Save America. Nigga, you got America. You got unleash hell on America. But go ahead, you can play it, John. Go ahead. I wonder if Trump just has like a closet of red ties.
Being decimated right now.
We
did a great job on that. The ventilators, the equipment that we got, the cupboards were all bare. Everything that we did, and then we developed a vaccine, 3 vaccines in 3 months, in 9 months, and actually, I'll tell you, it was 3 days less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do, but I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms.
It was like, no, nigga.
I happen to take the vaccine.
No.
If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay? I'll call up Alabama and say, hey, you know what? But it is working.
Because they're dying.
Freedoms. You have to keep
they're dying. Yeah.
You have to
the conservative vote is going to start, people are dying. And that is why they're now coming and tell people take this vaccine. Because now I will say, when I go out, I do notice a lot of times is Black and brown people for the most part who are wearing a mask when I go out, vaccinated or not. And I do see a lot of white presenting, white passing folks without masks, indoor, outdoor, whatever. This man was glaring at me earlier, and I was like, "Sir, I'm just a giant eagle. I'm just trying to get some, me and my mask are okay, And I'm very afraid of what the next 3 months, 6 months are going to look like. Because people, even here in Pittsburgh, they were out here protesting because they don't want the schools to have mask mandates, and schools start next week. Some of the schools are starting. So the fact that you're going to boo your leader because he's telling you to get a vaccine, I don't know if there's anything we can do more at this point for folks.
Right. And I mean, you just had Miracle, like one of these conservative talk show hosts, Phil Valentine, who, was out here railing against the vaccine and posted about the vaccine, even posted like, I got COVID, I'm good. I'll be back, I'll be back on the air in a couple of days. And now he's dead. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, according to his family, he was saying, man, I should have got vaccinated, whatever. But just like you said, like people are dying and it's wow. And just like you said, I think for them, they're looking and saying like, this is the people that's supposed to be voting. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the people that's keeping them in office and keeping them in power. And like, they're literally like putting them on a path to die as, the census just came out. You know what I'm saying? And guess what's happening? More Black and brown people are, you know what I'm saying? Like white people are becoming less. Now, if you can't even put a mask on and get vaccinated, you're gonna be even less. You know what I'm saying? And so it is wild to kind of like, you said, like Donald Trump set something in motion that now he can't even take back. It's fascinating to watch.
But my thing is like, if you're not going to take the vaccine, okay, fine, just whatever. Why are you not going to wash your hands and wear a mask? That's what I don't understand. Like, it's like the most like
we gonna not take the vaccine and not take showers. Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on.
And a lot of people are passing away. There was the football person, the guy, I forgot what his name is. A couple other folks have passed away because of COVID-19. And I think we're now to the point where like a lot of these unvaccinated folks are going to start dying. And now it's becoming this like conspiracy theory that the government is going to be killing all these and so now we're at a lose-lose situation now. You didn't take it, now you're sick. And now you're going to be like, oh, because the government wanted to make sure we took it. Now they're killing us off. It's just like, and I have anti-vaxxers, unfortunately, like in my sphere of family. And it's just,
I think you say it's one thing to say, okay, you don't, for whatever reason, want to take the vaccine. And just like you said, there are some people medically who cannot. There are some people medically that cannot take it. That's a reality. You know what I'm saying? But it's another thing to just be like, go full Busta Rhymes and just be like, I ain't wearing no mask. I'm going to be out here with all these people. I'm just not going to care. It's like, that's a whole nother side of it. And it's like, to me, that's like super, super irresponsible. But somebody said cleanliness is part of the left's agenda. Y'all wanting to be clean. It's crazy. Do we want to go to our Karen of the week?
Please.
So our Karen of the week, we're right back in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like been a Pittsburgh heavy centric. In Pittsburgh, it was a football game. We love our Steelers. But at the Steeler game, people also like to get their drink on, whatever, they get hype. This is a preseason too. Just imagine what's going to happen when the Steelers start playing games that really matter. But this is something that went viral. It was a white lady. She smacked the brother, and he didn't turn other. He resorted to the latter instead of turning the other cheek. He did the opposite.
He said, "You didn't know you get hands free with your purchase of tickets tonight." We get the purchase.
I just have one question. 58. What'd you say?
Who's at number 58?
She hit him first.
And she yelling at her husband after she just got him knocked out. Like, yo, we going to divorce court. I'm taking half.
You know what?
I want everything.
I want to know who raised my mans, right? Because he knew, right? He was like, oh nah, like somebody had told him you don't hit a woman, and he was just like, well, I can't do it. Hold on.
Yeah, he definitely showed restraint.
Yeah.
I've seen
He
that.
showed restraint. He pulled back. Although he did hit her later on. But you know, I just want to know if my man got his glasses back. You know what I'm saying? He like took his glasses off. He got his glasses ready. I just want to know if he got his glasses.
Listen, I'm just glad to know real niggas still do real nigga shit. That's like at the end of the day, real nigga shit. I think that's the thing.
And it was interesting because like the New York Post posted it and was like, you know, man slugs woman. And again, like
it wasn't even a full fucking story. Like
well, not even that, but like he was assaulted first. Like he was trying to tell her, like, get your man. And he's telling the dude, like, your girl is telling you to be quiet. Listen to your girl, just be quiet. He wasn't in no fighting stance. He didn't look like super excited. He didn't look like he was yelling. He got his glasses on. He was like, man, he looked peaceful in the conversation until he got slapped. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know.
Back somewhere. You could literally see him trying to process, but he's trying to stay cool, but also be like, He was like,
hey,
you know, expensive, bro.
I'm peaceful. Like, I'm peaceful as all. Like I want peace. I don't want no smoke with nobody. But if you smack me in my face,
it's raps, bro.
I mean,
He's
come on, man.
Like
choosing
not to be violent. Like even
those
who are peaceful, no violence. You feel me?
I have a right. Yeah, if you smack me in my face, I have a right to respond. I mean, at least smack you back. I mean, I have a right. I think Digital Underground said that. You know what I'm saying?
Slap
like,
me
I
and
have
I'll
a
slap
right.
you back.
I have a right. You know what I'm saying? And like, brother, like you said, exercise some restraint. He defended himself. If there are any charges, it should be Karen and her husband.
Karen
if
and
there are any charges.
And why first of all, Pittsburgh police, why y'all even need to charge people? It was already over and done. People done diffused everything. 58 then walked over there and was like, bro.
58 handled the business. Yep.
Like
I said, so yeah, like I agree. Like it's a fight. No one really, you know, I don't know. I can't say no one got injured because my man looked like he was stumbling.
His pride definitely hurt.
The first time I always want to go to a Steeler game, but I do not, because the first time I went to an event, people got rocked and I got hit in my head, because I know people like to say we're very friendly, livable. People take football very seriously here.
Yes.
And that happens a lot. And I think we're going to see more of that.
Yes.
Shout out to like, what was that lady who threw the beer can? What was it, the Raiders game last time?
Oh, at the Rams game, at the Los Angeles.
That was
Rams
bad.
Game.
That was bad.
Listen, I refuse to be on one of these videos getting into like a most ridiculous fight, and I gotta call my grandma and be like, "Don't."
I think you're saying it. Like people are coming back outside. You know, I'm seeing all of these. You know, school is starting. I done seen probably 20 school fight videos. As people come outside, just be careful, be mindful. Let's be safe. Let's lead with peace. Let's lead with forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? But you know, yeah. You know, I can't judge anybody for defending themselves if they get hit. You know what I'm saying? Don't hit nobody. How about that? Keep your hands to yourself, and you won't have to worry about nobody putting your hands on you.
You see, the whole time though, her husband was kind of like sitting there, like, yeah, she does this all the time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was used to it, and then he was like, oh shit, now I gotta stand up and actually do something. Yeah, then he got knocked the fuck out because his wife just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, I can't. This is the thing. Like, you're not going. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be mad if you make me fight somebody and I get knocked down in public. But just screaming, or you're not going to just yell at me like that in public.
No,
like, yo, we're around a group of people. You're just gonna berate me and yell at me. Nobody, no relationship should allow a significant other to yell at you and berate you at home in private or in public. Like,
and after I got knocked out,
you are not being loved.
After you got me knocked out, then you gonna talk bad to me? Like, pick your chin up.
Then I tell you how to block them punches.
sit down. Sit the fuck down.
Wait,
Like, yo,
hold
I
on.
just got.
Post
I am
Woogie's
sitting down.
comment. Post Woogie's comment, because if that is true, he should have ran the fade.
We didn't know this.
What?
No.
That's
White
wild.
people. See, if you watch this show, you would have known how to act around black people
The
in
entitlement,
public.
bro.
You
I
would
didn't
have
even know
known.
that.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
Wow. Yeah,
I'd
that's
have hit
wild.
it. Nah, you ain't. I'm not no fucking. It's not a petting zoo. I'm not an animal.
It's not. But just like you said, if you say, somebody maybe accidentally, it's a game, they might have accidentally brushed in. If you say, hey,
That's one thing.
Please,
stroking me? No.
Oh no, it's like, hey, and it's just like you said, people drunk. It's like, hey, that's not, you're invading my space.
That's why I love Tequila Cowboy. I was like, this is
Please don't do that. Yeah, it's yes, yeah. So anyway, a very famous person said, "How are we going to win if you're not right within?"
Oh yeah.
Yes, to the great Lauryn Hill. Today is the 23rd anniversary of the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So our white pages today is.
How old does that make you feel?
It does make me feel kind of old. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna say, because I remember when that shit came out, bro. Like I remember it coming out.
Lost One, when that joint dropped. Oh my God,
man!
Yo, if you have not heard,
money change the situation.
Look, I don't
this
think
communication leads to confrontation.
I mean,
my
bro,
emancipation don't fit your equation. I was on the humble, you already state. Come on, bro. Listen.
Hey, so if you have never heard the album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, please go stream that right now. It's a classic from beginning to end. It's a classic album, and this is a book by
verse on Nas's album. She
shout out to Joan Morgan. She begat this 20 years of The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Go listen to the album if you haven't. Get the book, and if you haven't heard King's Disease 2 by Nas, I believe it's a classic. I believe King's Disease 2 is a classic. I'll listen to it from beginning to end. But Lauryn Hill's verse on that is
she
She
bodied it.
She levitated over in the studio. I don't know whatever she did.
What she say? They complain about my lateness. Don't know I'm saving souls.
Yeah. I'm trying to save souls, and they complain about my late. She went in.
Yeah.
So shout out to Lauryn Hill, and shout out to Joan Morgan. That's our black pages for today, and our call to action.
Good trouble.
This Saturday.
Good trouble.
We're gonna be in DC making good trouble. It's a national march happening in DC. I believe there are buses. Oh, look at us, man, with our pictures and stuff. It's so you can go to makegoodtroublerally.com. I believe they have buses, but you do have to show proof of vaccination to get on the bus. So I'm just letting you know.
Gotta be big, black, and vaxxed. Big, black, and vaxxed.
But they have buses for free. I believe there's some. If we get some information about Pittsburgh, we'll put it out. But DC ain't that far. This Saturday, making good trouble. Shout out to Until Freedom, Black Voters Matter Fund, all of the I think Woke Vote, all of the organizations that are partnered to put that on. So this Saturday, DC, hope to see y'all there. So if you go to that, can you pull that thing up again? John, can you pull that graphic up? If you go to makegoodtroublerally.com, that has the information. I saw a flyer that said there were buses from Pittsburgh. And so I'm trying to get that information. If we get that information, we'll put it out as one hood. But you can, pull up to DC. We're going to be rolling in the memory of the great John Lewis. May God be pleased with that brother. Anything else that we forget? On till tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Get your mental health check on.
I want to make a quick statement and announcement.
Okay.
Can I go before you?
Yes, absolutely. Always, twin.
Hi. Okay. So a lot of stuff is happening, and on Sunday, after you've gone to the rally on Sunday, I'm hosting a conversation called TJIF. It's the truth. A conversation about how tear gas harms our communities. Because here in Allegheny County, we're having conversations about buying and training our police and particularly those in the Allegheny County Jail to deal with less lethal munitions. And so I'm having a conversation with a Palestinian attorney, as well as Will Sands, who was a photographer who was actually blinded by one of these less lethal munitions. And so please make sure you tune in Sunday at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Palestinian Standard Time. We have this conversation so you can learn more about why these less lethal munitions that are actually created here in Pennsylvania are very problematic and dangerous, and they're used all across the world. So please make sure you tune in on Sunday at 2:00.
What does TGIF stand for in that context?
Tear gas is F-U-C-K-E-D.
Tear gas is fuck. I like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I can't remember if we could curse or not. Sorry. This is the show we can curse on. I be forgetting.
Farouk, you have an announcement.
Don't judge
I
me.
do. I'm not judging. This is the judgment-free zone. It's like Planet Fitness. I will be making my stage debut. I'm acting for the first time. Right. I got my first gig as an actor. Tickets are available now. It's a play called The Rivers Don't Know. I'll be co-starring. I got 4 scenes. I'm a character called Ezzy, a 1940s steelworker. You can go to citytheatercompany.org and register for your tickets, and they're free. Tickets are free. So the play runs from 10 September all the way to the 19th. I don't know what days of the week those are because, I just don't know. But please come out, support. It's going to be a dope show. It's about immigration, refugees, and racism in Pittsburgh historically. And not only am I starring in the play, I was also consulting on the script. So holla at a play when you see me in the streets.
That's hard.
Just so you know, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday,
going up.
Yesterday, Miracle wasn't on the main TEDx channel, but today she is. All right.
Right.
So you gotta now,
Price
if you
of the
want
brick going up.
Miracle to do a keynote, you gotta hit that price up. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Treble,
we out here.
nominated now. Treble, listen.
Price of the brick going up.
Price of the brick going up.
Come on,
bro.
man. Come on.
And listen, let's keep it tall. You already know what me and Jasiri charge. But the price of the brick going up, bro.
It's going up. It's going up.
Ladies,
I was in LA doing some things, got some announcements coming soon. As well. Keep on the listen. You know what I'm saying? It's on and popping. So yeah.
More
So
money, more money.
No, don't go there.
More money. We got new Nissan. We getting more Nissans.
OnlyFans did reverse their policy, so now we will not be having our One Hood OnlyFans being posted because they changed their policy. So Farouk is still saying
they changed it back. Yeah, they changed it back. Yeah.
So now Farouk is safe. So we will not be having Farouk's OnlyFans make debut with this stage play.
So with that being said, we also got September 5th, the One Hood Power kickoff launch at Highland Park. You know what I'm saying? DJ QRX, food, registration, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Caribbean food,
Yes. We got the Caribbean vibes?
We got the Caribbean vibes. So we got vegan food. We got food for the people who eat meat. We got we got stuff for everybody. Y'all always talk about there's not enough options for vegans and vegetarians. So we got stuff. We're going to be outside so we can social distance.
Yeah.
Getting stuff so you can wash your hands. We'll have masks and stuff so you can be safe. Turn up, have a good time.
Yes. So just build with us. We got some more One Hood announcements coming soon. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's been riding with us. And we will see y'all next week on This Week in White Supremacy. Peace, y'all.
Peace out.
Welcome to the whitest house. Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. They suck the blood of the poor and to wipe their mouth. The last gas of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the whitest house, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the fire.